Hi, how you doing? It's Jim. Today, it's time to return to the records because it's a long time since I've talked about any of the records that we have in the collection. So we ended up last time, I think at the end, or towards the end of F, Frank Zappa. Because if you remember, I'm a bit weird. I list my artists by their first names, not their surnames. So Frank Zappa comes under F, not Z. Anyway, we have got loads more to do, so best crack on, I reckon. That's the main thing. So next up we have a couple of, this is a bit of an 80s throwback. Two Tribes, Frankie Goes to Hollywood, 12-inch single. I've had that forever, basically. It's one of those things, but also not to be outdone by a 12-inch single. We also have the Welcome to the Pleasure Dome double album by Frankie Goes to Hollywood. I have to admit, it's not in great condition because I played this a lot when I was about 14, and I didn't really look after records very well back then. But yes, this is one of Trevor Horn's. Is it Trevor Horn? I think it is. So that's the tie-in to Yes there, isn't it? Trevor Horn was obviously in Yes for a couple of albums. And then we have him going off to be a producer, which is Welcome to the Pleasure Dome. So he did a lot of Frankie Goes to Hollywood, plus loads of other stuff as well. Next up is a band we've featured on the channel a little bit, but we've got a lot more to go. I've not played this yet on the channel. I've played a little bit of it for my own pleasure. This is Frost, Day and Age. Double album. It's got, well, I don't know, it's three sides actually, so I guess side 4 must be an etching or something like that. But yeah, it's a double thing. This is on Inside Out Music, so as usual with them, it's got this free CD that comes with it as well. Now then, I've got a couple here which are very, very, very cool indeed. We've got Funkadelic, Free Your Mind and Your Ass Will Follow. And one of my fave records, Maggot Brain. This is genius music. Have I played the whole album? I don't know if I played the album. I certainly played Maggot Brain, the song, on the channel. But I love Funkadelic. Absolutely love Funkadelic. Next up, this is, I guess it's sort of an electronic band. No, definitely they're an electronic band. But it's Future Sound of London, at their first album, Accelerator. This has got one of my favourite ever electronic tracks on it, Papua New Guinea. It's absolutely amazing. Absolutely love it. It's fab, take my word for it. We also have, also by the Future Sound of London, this, which is Life Forms. Not the album. This is it is an album length, but it's not actually the album Life Forms. It's track being remixed 7 times by different people. So it's same or similar piece of music, but presented in different ways. Again, fantastic. If you like sort of ambient electronica, like the Orb, you may well enjoy that. So yeah, that's that. Right, what do we have next? Oh, blimey, I don't know what this is. Throw into G now. Gabor Saibo. I have literally got no idea what this is. Well, it's I bought about 2 years ago a job lot of jazz fusion records off eBay, and this is one of them. You know, I've never had a chance to actually get around to listening to it, so I can't tell you anything about it at all. Do you know anything about it? 1976, We've got nobody I recognise playing on it at all. So who knows? It could be good. It could just be very, very bad. There's another one from the same hall. Gap Mangione. No idea what this is as well. This came from the same record hall. Lots of synthesizer stuff on here. So Gap Mangione is playing keyboards, synths, and stuff. Maybe we'll give that a spin sometime as well. Jazz fusion. Ooh, suits you, sir. Right. Do we need to say anything about this? Game of Thrones soundtrack record sent to me by Gabby. That was a few months ago. This is I love the music. Love Game of Thrones. Not so sure about the new series at the minute. House of Dragons. I think I'm waiting to be blown away by it, but I'm up to episode 4, I think, and bits of it are very, very good. Bits of it drag. I'm not really feeling the connection to the characters yet, but there you go. Oh, we want more. Gary Moore live in concert. Obviously live in concert. Where else would he be live? So this is 1984. It's a great live record actually. This so I bought this second hand, although it's got our price sticker on the front saying $6.49. I think I bought this for about 10 quid off eBay. I do like Gary Moore. I do like him a lot. I think in the 80s he was one of the bands or musicians or artists that has regularly played on the rock and metal shows, certainly in the UK. Murder in the Skies. Oh, I love that song. Victims of the Future, Empty Rooms, Cold Heart in Rock and Roll, and it's good stuff. Again, is that something we want to play on the channel? I don't know. It's something I want in my collection, that's for sure. Right. I don't know if anybody knows this band. Gay Bikers on Acid. I can't actually remember how I discovered this band, but I think I was in sixth form, so I'd have been 16, 17 or 18 years old. And I genuinely don't know if I took a punt on something I thought looked good in a record shop and bought it, or whether somebody else played it and I loved it. But it's psychedelic, weird metal, punky. It is so difficult to describe. It's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. They released a film to accompany the album, which I had on VHS for a long, long time. Don't know what happened to that. The production quality was not high. Let's put it that way. But it was very, very funny and a lot of fun. I might play this sometime. They had an alter ego band, Gay Bikers on Acid, called Lesbian Dopeheads on Mopeds. Seriously, they did. Right. Oh, we're moving into an artist that people probably know about now. We have Abacab, this is called, isn't it? Genesis. There's a lot of Genesis here that I've not listened to yet. It's all being saved up for the channel. So we have easy for you to say, Jim. Abacab. Duke. Why is that not going back in there? It's because it's slipping out of the doings. What up next? Nursery Crime. Bloody great record. Nursery Crime. Then we have, what's this one called? And then there were three. So as you see, I have quite a lot of these. Trespass. I don't know if you remember. I don't know which one is which. I'm not going to open them up now, but I got this for the channel. Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. And yeah, I was cleaning the record, slipped out of my hand, broke, smashed to pieces, so I had to buy a second copy. So I've got 2 copies. I haven't got round to throwing one away yet, but yeah, I'm just keeping it in the shelf, on the shelf. Selling England by the Pound. Oh, Jim, great record. And then finally, in the Genesis section, we have Wind and Wuthering. So it's a mixed bag of stuff here. I know some and some I don't know at all, but it's all part of the exciting journey of the YouTube channel of listening to amazing music. So there's quite a bit there to go at yet, as you can see. Now, we then move on to, this is Freehand by Gentle Giant. We featured this on the channel a little while ago. The album's the Stephen Wilson remix. Also features on it the original recording, or the original version, I should say. I've not actually listened to that, so I can't do a comparison of the two. We also have, if I can find it, went the wrong way, more Gentle Giant. 3 Friends, 2 LP album, 2 original albums, Gentle Giant and 3 Friends. So these are Gentle Giant's favourites. I'm not quite sure how this works. We've got, I think we've basically got 2 albums on there, but I don't know. 3 Friends, Gentle Giant. Is it a double album? Can you tell me what it is? Is this a double album, which is called 3 Friends, or is it actually 2 original albums, like it says on the front? No, I don't know. I don't know. Oh dear. So I think we have 3 Friends as 1 album, and then something called These Are the Giant's Favourites. As the other. Who knows? You do, I suspect. You shall tell me. In Jerry Rafferty, City to City. I like a bit Jerry Rafferty. He's, what I really liked about his music, certainly from this period of time, I suspect that's where the only period of time he was working, was the sound of it. It was that beautiful 70s production, which is so prevalent in so much music at that time, that there's that, I don't even know how to say it. It's just it's a clear, beautiful, analog, pristine sound, and it's all over these records, all over his stuff. Like it a lot. But I think that's the only Jerry Rafferty I've got on record. Now, Ghost. I have not featured this album on the channel. I have listened to Cerise. This is Meliora, and it's very, very, very good. I love Ghost. I know they get a bit of a hard rap from some people, but I think melodic, catchy, poppy, just great songwriting is so good. It's all an act. It's all showbiz, isn't it? So it's like having a problem with Kiss or with Alice Cooper and stuff like that. Yeah, it's showbiz. It's great, absolutely great. Ooh. The voice of Deep Purple, Ian Gillan. the Gillen band, just called Gillen, Future Shock. I got this off eBay. When did I get this off eBay? I don't know, a year or so ago. Cheap as you like a couple of quid, £2, and it's not easy to play. It's a bit scratchy. I've tried to give it a bit of a clean, but it's not come up well. So I can't really comment on how good or not this is because it's quite difficult to listen to. It's very sad, but it's. I love the airbrush cover. The artwork on it is very, very cool. Very politically incorrect 1970s stuff. Right, we now move on to a couple of records by Gojira. Gojira! We have, of course, Fortitude. Absolutely fan-bloody-tastic record. And we also have Magma. Again, fantastic. They are a superb, superb band. Took me a little while to warm up to them when I first started listening to them on the channel. Didn't really appreciate it initially. I think you'll, if you saw those videos or that video, you'll probably remember. I've come round to it. I love Gojira. I think they are absolutely fantastic. Such a good band. Right, are we in the right section? We are, so it goes back in there. Gong. What a band. Radio Gnome. The Flying Teapot. Radio Gnome Invisible Part 1. What can you say about Gong? Oh, love this. I've known Gong for a long time. I've not always had their music, but I've known about them and listened to their stuff for 35 years, something like that. So, yeah, they're not new to me. But that is the only Gong that I have on vinyl. Right. Grand Funk Railroad. Grand Funk Lives. I don't really know this at all. This came, I think, in a selection. I bought a few records at the same time. It's like a small job lot. Never listened to it. I've heard of the band Grand Funk Railroad. Never listened. I don't know anything about them at all, so I can't comment on that, I'm afraid. The origins of hip hop. You know, Grandmaster, Melly Mel, and the Furious Five, Sugar Hill Productions. This is Hustlers Convention yesterday at the party. White Lines. Do 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 do. It's a classic. Can't say I listen to it very much, but it's a classic. And again, don't know where this came from. I've had this forever. I don't know where it came from. It's been in the collection for a long time. Right. This has featured on the channel in the last year. Terrapin Station. Grateful Dead. Absolutely love this. It's the beginning of my Grateful Dead journey. So where do we go from there? We go to Zup, zup, zup. Blues for Allah. Not heard yet. And then this one is called Ioxinoxioxioxinoxioxy or something like that. I don't know why it's written so. It doesn't even say it. Ioxomoxoa. 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 Easy for you to say? No, it's not. So, those are the next two Grateful Dead records, which are in the offing and coming up, going to be listed, going to be played. Yes, they are. Now, this is another record which has been recommended to me by somebody on the channel, and amongst all the because you guys buy me these cups of coffee, I'm able to accumulate a bit of a war chest to go and buy records. So this is one of them. I don't know if you see what it is there, because it might be shining on it in front of me. It's called Grobschnitt. Solar Music Live. Grobschnitt. It's krautrock. I am saving this. I'm saving this for the channel. This has been asked for very specifically, so it will be coming up. Grobschnitt. Where's it go? It goes in there. Now. In it goes. This is a band called Gun. This is an original old record from, is this 1960s? But I inherited this. I got this off a relative. It's very funny in its gentle way how it tries to be sort of really hard bad boy rock stuff, but it's all very polite. Amazing artwork on there, isn't it? Very funny, very cool. Yeah, Gun with the, what's the album called? I think it's just called Gun. I think it's just called Gun. Now, a lot of people hate this band. Scott, if you're watching, I know you do. Nasty, horrible, yeah. I like this record. It's the only one I do, but I really like this record. It came out at the right... If they'd only ever made this record, that would have been enough, because I think they said everything they needed to say with Appetite for Destruction. It came at exactly the right time for me. Everything on here I love. I don't necessarily like the people in the band, I'm not saying that, but the music itself rocks, and I think with this one album they did everything right. They didn't need to do any more. Sadly they did, but this is the one. Appetite for Destruction. Right. This is another one that's been around for a long time in my collection, and I suspect no one else will have. Certainly not on this channel. Guru Josh. Infinity. 1990s. It's a 1990 dance track. I don't know why I liked it so much. It's got a sort of weird saxophone riff that's played over and over and over again. Just at a time in my life, I have a piece of music I really liked, so I got the 12-inch single of it. Right, we now move on to a very important section that I like to call the Haken section. This is my Haken collection. So I shall bring them all out. Zoom. But it's everything. It's Aquarius. It's Visions. It's The Mountain. We played that on the channel. Oh, someone's squashing my microphone. No. It's Affinity. It's Haken Live. It's, what's that one called? Vector. And it's Virus. This is a band which was a complete discovery for me as a result of the channel. And much like Devin Townsend, I have not found a great deal about them that I don't like. There's a lot to enjoy, and hence I have invested. I really, really, really like Haken. Roadhawks by Hawkwind. I've not listened to this yet. This is a channel record. But it's not the only one. We also have, as you well know, Astounding Sounds, Amazing Music. And I think it's just called Hawkwind. Space Ritual. So there's four Hawkwind records there. Some I've heard, some I've not. But if there's any in particular that you'd like to have on the channel, leave a comment. Do tell me, because you know I love Hawkwind. I really, really like Hawkwind. And I know that Zlurb, Dr. Zlurb, you like them too. These next two records are by heart. We have Little Queen and Dreamboat Annie. These were gifted to the channel by Graham. Thank you so much. I've listened to one of these on the channel, but we have not done Dreamboat Annie, so that's the next one we should be doing. Really enjoyed that when I first listened to it. Right, this is, I think this is another record that Gabby, you sent me. We've not listened to this yet. I don't know anything about this band. This is Heaven's Cry, Wheels of Impermanence. We talked about this a little bit on the box opening video, but I don't know anything about this band, and I think you just wanted to suggest that this is a Canadian prog metal band would be interesting to have on the channel, so I shall get around to this soon. We also have Haken. I don't really know how to pronounce any other things on here. It is written in runes and oldie Viking writing. I just... Can you read any of that? It's amazing. That's what it is. This is Fuda by Haken. One of 800 copies worldwide, apparently. Aren't I lucky? Herbie Hancock, Future Shock. I think this is my brother's. Not quite sure why I've got it. Sorry, Chris. Hydria Space Folk, Symbiosis. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful record. Very Osric Tentacly. Then we have two records by my friend's band, Jamie. Holy Moly and the Crackers. Great, fun party band. But more than just party band. They are a rock and roll band. They have punky edginess to them. But they have all sorts of other stuff going on. Have trumpets and banjos and hurdy-gurdies, and it's just brilliant. Love it, love it, love it. So I've got two records from him. Getting there, nearly there. Band called the Hoodoo-Guras. So this is called Magnum Cum Laude, and they're an Australian garage rock band. I'm guessing they did other albums as well, but this is the only one that I have. I used to have it on cassette, on tape, and I bought it after hearing it on local radio where I lived in Ipswich. They played some of their music on the show. I think maybe their band was touring or something like that, and I loved it. So I went and bought the tape, and then more recently I've got this on record. This is super, super cool. A little bit like Midnight Oil. Yeah, so take Midnight Oil, but a little bit edgier. Horisont, Sudden Death. Swedish, just sort of rock and roll band, really. Not really great deal to sort of say about them in a sort of in a negative way at all. I saw this reviewed by Pete Pardrew on Sea of Tranquility. It was one of the albums he had on there, and he spoke highly of it. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna give it a punt give it a punt, and I'm glad I did. We should, if you'd like, we can listen to it. It's rock and roll. It's rocky, not proggy, but very, very good. Right, and then, you remember this band, Horselips, the man who built America, need we say more? That was the record haul from the radio station. Yeah, a Human League. I'm not sure where that's come from. It's in the collection. And then the last H, Humanoid. Stacker Humanoid. This was a bit of a classic, if there's such a thing, dance piece from the early 90s. I think at the time I was well into a lot of this music, so it's something I wanted to have. And so I do. Do I regret it? No! But do I play it? No! Not anymore. But yeah, it's one, you know, it's just part of my history. It's maybe I will play again one day, but not today. That's it. We are through all of F, G, and H. We next have big I. We've got a lot of Iron Maiden there. We've got I through to J, K. Maybe we'll get I and J done, and maybe a bit of K next time. But that's that for now. So I hope you enjoyed that. A little trawl through some more of my records, and we'll have another go at this in another month or two's time. Anyway, in the meantime, I'll see you guys on the next video, whenever and whatever that is. Until then, it's Jim over and